Now, when we do go over some of the towers, the whole tram car is going to swing a little bit. So do hold on to the straps, handles, bars, neighbors, whatever it takes until you get your balance. Just introduce yourself before you grab a stranger. Anybody afraid of heights? Too late. All right, now the tram went into operation back in 1973. Next year is the 50th anniversary of the tram. It was built by a Swiss company called the Von Roll Company out of Bern, Switzerland. It cost $5.5 million back then. We've had a few upgrades throughout the years. The most recent was last year. We replaced the cables we're riding on, the computer operating system, and some of the machine room components. Cost $5.5 million. The tram car you're riding in was replaced in 2007. It replaced the original car, which ran for 34 years. This car, made of space-age aluminum, cost $1 million. Now, to the left side of the tram, behind my back here, is the entrance to the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. That is the #1 visited national park in the U.S. Last year, we had over 14 million visitors come through. A lot. Yellowstone had 4 million last year. Over 500,000 acres in the park. We share a 70-mile border with North Carolina. And if you like to hike, there's over 900 miles of hiking trails. If you'd like more information on the park, you can go 2 miles south on Highway 441 to Sugarland's Visitor Center, and they'll tell you everything you need to know. Yeah, this park actually has more visitors than #2 park and #3 park combined. And Yellowstone is one of those. Now we are slowing down because the other tram car is going over the highest tower now. Both cars are connected to the center cable above us. That is called the haul cable. That's the one that's moving us from the machine room downtown terminal. So when they slow down, we slow down. Those 3 cables above our heads have a total weight carrying capability of over 1 million pounds. Now, if you're interested to see what the cables look like when you come back down to the downtown terminal, on the ticket booth where you purchase your tickets, there's a little plexiglass box on the side, and it has a section of each cable. You can take a look at it. Now, we are approaching one of the taller towers. We are going to swing a little bit going over this tower.
I'm looking for a bear bed. Pretty sure that's a rental.
Yeah, when we're doing that 3 miles an hour and faster than this, it's a pretty good swing. So it's like a little baby swing. I'm going to grab something off your shirt here.
I'm looking for a bear. I feel like there should be
Grab
one.
something off your shirt here for a second.
I am. I'm not joking. I feel like there should be one.
All right, hopefully you guys like that little bitty swing. We do have 4 more towers. Now, we always wait until now to tell you, but if you wanted to drive up to the top at over Gatlinburg, you could have gone to flight number 10, turned right on Ski Mountain Road, followed that double yellow line up the steep, winding, narrow road, right up to our parking lot.
You see the piece of
Now we are getting ready to cross the Gatlinburg bypass. If you prefer a more scenic route around town, or when that 14 million people are all clogging downtown streets, you can get on the bypass at either end of town. While you're on the bypass, there are 2 pull-offs. You can pull over and enjoy the vistas of downtown and the mountain range. Little baby swing coming up on this tower.
Está alto también aquí, ¿no?
Now, if you look way up ahead of us on the left-hand side set of cables, you'll see tram car #1 coming down from the top. They departed their terminal at the same time we departed ours. We're always the same distance apart, so when we do pass them here in a moment, that will be the halfway point for the trip. Now, we are getting a little bit of color on some of the trees, not much yet, but it's coming. The last weather news report I saw with the foliage map predicts our area peaking around the end of October. Now, I'm sure everybody knows who Dolly Parton is, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you look to the left, you can see that house through the trees over here. Everybody see that? Yep, Dolly lives about 240 miles west of that house.
Viene Kelvin.
All right, other tram is getting ready to pass by, once again halfway. Now they're riding quite a bit higher than us, which means not many people are
Un poquito
coming
higher que
down.
nosotros, ¿no?
All right, now this area we are coming over now is called Chalet Village. Over 1,000 cabins out there. Any shape, size cabin you can think of. Now most are hidden by the trees this time of year. Pretty soon, when the leaves fall off, there'll be cabins everywhere. About 90 to 95% of these cabins are rental properties, which means we have no control over what you may see on the decks or in the hot tubs as we fly over.
Mira eso, no así quiero yo.
En medio de la nada,
Por eso.
porque nos vende con el oso.
Ahí donde ve los osos.
A couple wild black bears passing through earlier today, a little bit higher. They were walking down the road.
I like to anytime when I look at a view, I always like to look right now.
That way, it didn't come up this way.
But it looks like it, but it's not.
All right, now coming up on the left front, you're gonna see that dark gray cabin coming into view. That's one of our unique ones. We call it the cliffhanger because only 6 inches of that house touches the ground. The rest of it's on steel beams and pilings. Over here. Now, the original owner of that house was the founder of Dunkin' Donuts, which means we paid for it. Now, this is a good area along these roads and in the yards of the cabins where I do see a lot of the black bear sightings.
We're not next.
We can see the cable car from the road, but it's far. It is far.
It's far, but not far.
Definitely
But it's not here.
All right, up ahead of us to the right front, you see the big cream-colored 4-story cabin with the big bay windows and green roof. That one we call the dollhouse cabin. Look familiar to anybody?
Yeah.
That is almost an exact replica of the Mattel Barbie Dreamhouse dollhouse from the 70s. It was pink up until a few years ago, just like the dollhouse was.
Pink.
Pink house. Now, the next tower coming up is tower number 5, the highest point on the tram line. When we cross over, we'll be 2,800 feet above sea level or 1,500 feet above Gatlinburg. There is a pretty good swing on the backside of the tower once we cross over.